The story goes that there was a prince, there was a kingdom in ancient India where in the court a play was staged. And in the play, one of the roles was the role of a little girl who was the princess of Kashi. Kashi, Benares, that was a big city in ancient India. Now, they couldn't find a little girl to play the role, so the queen said the prince can be dressed up. The prince was a little boy at that time, 5 years old, so he can be dressed up as a girl, as a princess, and he can be the princess of Kashi. So they dressed up the prince as a princess, and the play was staged. And the boy looked so cute, the queen said, make a painting. Today it would be so easy, just click, but selfie or something. But make a painting, and the court painter made a painting, a portrait of the boy dressed as the princess of Kashi, and he titled it, named it the Princess of Kashi, dated it, and so on and so forth. 15 years passed. The prince was quite grown up, 20 years old now, doing all kinds of princely things. And then one day he was exploring the palace, and he goes into one of the old storage rooms underground, and he looks around old stuff, and he discovers this old painting, wipes the dust off it, and sees the princess of Kashi, and says, oh, she's about my age, look at the date, so she must be as old as me. And he falls in love with her, and he says, this is the princess I want to marry. Unless I marry this princess, I will never be happy in life again. A royal wedding recently. But he's shy, he can't tell his mother or his father, the king or the queen. And they notice something is wrong with their son, because he is moping and he doesn't seem to be interested in anything anymore. Finally, a wise minister goes and asks him, what ails you, prince? You can confide in me. And the prince says, well, what can I tell you? I am in love. Very good. Who is she? Oh, she's the princess of Kashi. Good, a princess. Perfect. That's very good. Where did you meet her? I haven't met her. I've seen her picture. A picture. Very good. Where is the picture? Well, it's down there. It's I'll show you. It's an old picture. It was painted when she was 5 years old. The date says many years ago, 15 years ago. Then the minister says, wait a minute, old picture and the princess of Kashi. Can you take me to that picture? And the prince takes him down into that cellar and shows him the painting. And the minister sees that and tells the prince, you need to sit down for this. That is not the princess of Kashi. So whoever she is, I'll marry her. No, prince. Many years ago, there was this drama staged, a play was staged in the court, and we needed to have a person who would play the princess of Kashi, and we found you to be the perfect one to play the princess of Kashi, so you are that thou art. Tattvamasi. And the prince sits down. And now what happens to the desire in the prince's mind? It is called in Sanskrit sankalpa. I want this. What happens to the desire? It disappears immediately. Why did it disappear? Because he could not fulfill it. Because the princess of Kashi, it does not exist apart from him. He alone is the princess of Kashi and always has been. This idea of duality, something apart from him which is nice and which he wants, this led to the sankalpa in the mind. And that sankalpa, that desire, I want this. It could be the other way around also, something bad, I want to avoid this. I want to get this, I want to avoid this. Raga dvesha. This is at the root of samsara. His sankalpa disappeared immediately. Why did it disappear? Because duality, dvaita disappeared. There is no second thing, no person called Princess of Kashi apart from me. This is what the prince realized. Dvaita, duality disappeared. The moment duality disappeared, sankalpa in the mind also disappeared. That there is something out there which I have to achieve or get. No, it is me. And when the sankalpa is gone, raga, dvesha, attraction, repulsion is gone, it is me alone. What is there in me to be gotten rid of, or what is there in me to be achieved? It's always there with me. I am myself. So when the duality goes, merges back into the non-dual self, the sankalpa. It's a very beautiful story actually. It applies so directly to this. He says, when the reality is understood, Atma Satyanubodhena, na sankalpayate yada, when one realizes the truth about oneself, and that the Princess of Kashi is none other than me, then the mind does not do a sankalpa, that I want this. Why? Grahya bhave. Because there is no separate reality to grasp. Tadagraham, the mind becomes non-grasping. This non-grasping, ever-free mind, he says, amanastam tadayati. This is no mind. This is no mind. And this is freedom. Look, the difference here is, the prince still has his eyes open. The yogi would have said, don't look at the Princess of Kashi. Keep your eyes closed. If you don't think about it, it will be all right. The non-dualist Advaitin says, keep your eyes open. Experience the world as it is, but rooted in the knowledge of the self, that I am the non-dual self. This entire world shining forth. This world is your Princess of Kashi. This world, yes. This is your Princess of Kashi. The good and the bad, all of it is you. Not the slightest difference between you. By you I mean the real you. That's why Gaudapada first said, Atma Satyanubodhena. Once you realize the truth about yourself. After that, not as a body and mind. Then everybody else is a body. If you are a body, everybody else is a body also. If you are a person, everybody else is a person also. If you are pure consciousness, then the entire world, you see, appears in you, the pure consciousness. Samsara disappears. You see, this is the important thing. Difference between the yogic approach and the Vedantic approach. The yogic approach seeks to free you by erasing samsara, shutting down samsara. It's like you're watching a movie, a horrifying movie. You've forgotten it's a movie, you're scared. What's the way to come out of being scared? The yogi will tell you, switch off the movie. The Vedantin is telling you, see that it's a movie. Then the most horrifying movie also you will enjoy it. You will give Oscar award to it. The more horrifying, the more Oscar awards you will give to it. Atma Satyanubodhena. Samsara goes away. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.